Should I or shouldn't I? What should I have for dinner? What if I did this? Or maybe I should do that. But if I do this, then what if it goes wrong? Well, if I don't decide, well, that's a decision too, isn't it? Decisions do weigh heavy, don't they? What gives? Welcome to the Rhythms of Focus podcast for wandering minds who are tired of feeling that they have to force themselves to make things happen. Maybe know that when things line up well, that tendency to wander actually becomes a powerful wave of focus. I'm Dr. Kourosh Dini, fellow wandering mind. It wasn't that long ago that I struggled to make things happen, whether it was to remember when to pay a bill, do things over time, or look at a list without feeling repulsed. Fast forward through years of study and practice, I can now not only deal with the world, I can be creative, playful, and engage in the ways that make sense to me. I can be a doctor, musician, father, still play games in the evenings. I've created this podcast to share these ideas so you can do the same, hopefully with a lot less of the troubles I needed to go through to get here. Whether you have ADHD, deal with anxiety, or just suffer from a powerfully creative spirit, I invite you to join me in this weekly podcast to start finding your own way to a calmer, more intuitive space. Please note, I'm not functioning as your doctor, psychiatrist, psychoanalyst, therapist, or otherwise. This is here for education, if not entertainment, and I do hope you enjoy it. There's a quote I like that I got from watching this movie called Ghost Dog. It's a Jim Jarmusch film. The main character quotes from the book Hagakure, the Book of the Samurai. Matters of great concern should be treated lightly. Matters of small concern should be treated seriously. I don't know how well I follow that advice, but it is something curious. Decisions are in no way simple. Even the seemingly small ones, like deciding what to order at a restaurant, making a small purchase, these can weigh us down into paralysis. Meanwhile, large ones, like considering a change of professions, a move, and more, these can plague us. They occupy the crevices of our everyday, miring us in this anxieties, fears, regrets, and more. Sometimes we don't even realize we had a decision we could make until some regret forms somewhere later, too little too late. Or we leave them undecided, as they create and sustain multiple waves and storms within us, worsening that scatter of a wandering mind. So decisions can certainly weigh heavy. When we decide, we cut. The word having the same Latin root as homicide, for example. We go this way and not any of the others. The universe of possibilities collapse into one. In fact, one piece of advice for decision leverages this, where we use a coin flip, not because we follow where it lands so much as we realize what's important to us, something that we don't see or feel in our emotional landscapes until that coin is in the air. And this gives us a clue. Every decision involves risk or loss. If it didn't, there wouldn't be a decision. We'd simply act. Consciousness itself may only exist for the reason of decision, if we're to adopt a neuropsychoanalytic point of view. That even echoes William James from 1890, who'd said consciousness seems to arise only in response to a problem. It's like the brain doesn't call attention to itself until some system of pattern matching is off. We have tension, frustration, excitement, play, care, emotion, all of these cresting into thought as they brush into consciousness. Decisions rest on the sea of sensation, intention, and emotion. Emotions connect into and through the deepest recesses of our mind and beyond, emanating from meaning that we can only partially understand. We sail these seas from a singular point, flowing on and within this moment of now. And we think, we decide, which emotion, which wave of focus will I sail? Agency, this ability and skill to decide and engage non-reactively, begins when we pause, examining these emotions as they are. We can maybe sense the meanings behind them. What are the associations? What comes to mind? What we might sense then is that decisions themselves could even be a creative act. As these ideas do come to mind, we can place one with another, sit this option with that until no new information comes to mind there. And if decisions can be a creative act, well, what if we supported them in the ways we would support a creative act? For example, what if we were to hold that intention to decide, to capture it in the power of a task, but not just any task, a regularly repeating, considered task? For example, let's say we're ruminating on the decision to move. The ideas keep coming to mind, weighing us down. They do so because the decision's never completed, and it has no boundaries. It doesn't have a place. So it is given free rein to spill over into every thought. By writing a regularly repeating task that says something like, consider moving, we can give that decision a place, a time within our day for us to reflect, to be creative with it. We can give it our full attention, at least for a few moments, and sometimes that makes all the difference. If that task can appear somewhere we trust we can see it, we can take that moment, that maybe a deep breath worth of time. We can allow the thoughts, and more importantly, the emotions, their reflections, to come to mind. Ideally, we would give these thoughts space to form and settle. At that point, we've fully acknowledged the decision and the options that are there. We might feel the risk, we might feel the anxiety, but they're not changing. With this structure, we have a place for a decision to rest, to build with that caring, creative spirit, rather than only be fueled by anxiety and the fear of regret. It's there that we can feel the risk of one option or another, mount the courage, and then cut. To wrap up today, I'll play a short improvisational piece for you. It's called Icicle Drips. I hope you enjoy it. If you've enjoyed what you've heard today, kindly subscribe, rate, review with whatever app you're using. If you're on the Apples, press the Apple buttons. If you're on the Spotifys, press the spots. If you're on the YouTubes, press those things, whatever the things. And if you're feeling especially generous, consider leaving a review. Maybe mention your favorite piano piece or just say hi. Your support helps more wandering minds find this podcast.